G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. And I'll teach you two different ways of playing this song. The first version is an easy strummed version for the beginners out there, and the second way I'm going to teach you how to play it is a fingerpicked version, which is more true to the actual recording. Now, if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you really want to improve on your guitar, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Alright, let's jump into the lesson. So I'm going to start by teaching you the easy strummed version. Now, if you want to learn the fingerpicked version, then you can skip that up in the timestamp here. For the easy strummed version, you'll need a capo on the first fret of your guitar. Okay, so for the easy strummed version, let's start with the intro, and there's two lines of chords here. We have an A minor, and then we're going to go to a D, and then D minor, and then an E minor for the first line of chords. For the second line of chords, we go to a D sus2, so it's the same as a D with your middle finger lifted. And then we go to an E minor, and then an E major, so just put your index finger down. Now all the chords here are held out for a full bar except for the last two chords, which are held for 2 beats each, so the E minor and the E. So the intro sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we move on to verse part 1. Now verse part 1 has two lines of chords here. We're going to start with an A minor and then a D/F sharp, like that. You can play a D as well if you want, but I think the D/F sharp sounds better. Then we go to an F chord. Now you can play a full F bar chord or an easy F if you want, but I like to play mine like this, with my thumb reaching over the top to hit that first fret of the 6th string. So after the F, we go to a G, and then for the second line of chords, we go back to the D/F sharp, and then we have G and E. Now, for each chord, we're going to strum it with this strumming pattern that goes like this. Down, down, up, up, down, up. Now, the only two chords that have a different strumming pattern are the last two, the G and the E, which just have a shorter strumming pattern, which go down, down, up each. So the G to the E. But for everything else, it's that long strumming pattern. So verse part 1 sounds like this. Now for verse part 2, we have two lines of chords as well. For our first line of chords, it's just the same as the first line of chords for the verse part 1. So the A minor, D/F sharp, F, and the G. So each chord is played for the full strumming pattern, and that line of chords is repeated through twice. Then for our second line of chords, we have an E major, and this is where we're going to build up to the chorus. So for the first verse, we're actually going to strum this for 8 down strums. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So altogether, verse part 2 sounds like this. In the second verse though, that E major is actually shortened a little bit. It's actually strummed with 6 down strums. Next we'll move on to the chorus, which has 4 lines of chords. So we have an A minor, E major, C, and D. And for the second line of chords, it's A minor, and A minor again. The third line of chords is the same as the first line of chords. And then the fourth line of chords is E sus4. So just use your middle ring and pinky on the second frets of the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. And then we go to an E. Now in terms of strumming patterns, Wherever there's 2 chords within a set of brackets, we're going to play those chords with the short strumming pattern. So the down, down, up. For everything else, we're going to be playing it with the long strumming pattern. So the easy chorus sounds like this. Now, if you want, you could also strum those chords once and not actually play a strumming pattern in the chorus. It's up to you to decide whether you want to do that or not. So that's everything for the nice and easy strummed version of how to play this song. Alright, so now let's get to the fingerpicked version of this song, and what you'll need to do is take your capo to the 6th fret of your guitar. So we're going to start with an E minor, and we're going to just strum from the 4th string onwards, like that. And then we're going to play an A/C sharp. So your index finger will cover the 2nd frets of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Your ring finger just needs to hit the 4th fret of the 5th string. And we're just strumming the middle 4 strings, like that. So that's A/C sharp. And then you're going to an A minor, and we're just, again, strumming the middle 4 strings, like that. And then we're going to go to this shape like this. So your pinky finger just needs to go on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And we're just strumming the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, like that. Now each of those chords is held out for a full bar. So the first line of tab for the intro. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 For the second line of tab, with our pinky finger already here, we're now going to just keep it there and put our ring finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string, index on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. We're going to strum the middle 4 strings. And then for the next bar, we go back to that shape where it's just the pinky. Held that up for 2 beats, and then your index finger needs to go on the 1st fret of the 4th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And we're going to strum those middle 4 strings again, like that. So that final bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and in total for the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, Alright, next we get to verse part 1, which has 2 lines of tab. We're going to start with a shape like this, so your index and middle finger will go on to the 2nd frets of the 3rd and 4th string. Now for our finger picking basics, your thumb will take care of the 6th, 5th and 4th strings, and your index, middle and ring finger will take care of the 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings respectively. Ideally they shouldn't pluck any other strings other than the ones they've been assigned to. For our typical finger picking pattern, it's going to go like this. So bass note of whatever shape we're playing. So in this case, it's the 4th string. And then the 2nd string. So that's the first little section. And then we're going to go bass note and 3rd string. And keep alternating that for the rest of the bar. So 2 and 3 and 4 and... So the typical picking pattern here. And then we're going to rearrange our shape for the next bar. So index finger comes down 1 string and your ring finger goes on the 4th fret of the 5th string. This is now the bass note, but the picking pattern itself remains the same. We're just alternating to this bass note instead of the 4th string. So the second bar. For the third bar, we just go down 1 fret here on the 5th string to the 3rd fret, play the same picking pattern. And then for the 4th bar, our bass note is just the open 4th string. So you can lift your middle finger here and just keep that index finger there. And then for the second line of tab, we go back to the 4th fret here. And for the last bar, we lift our ring finger. So it's the open 4th string again for the bass note. Now there's a small variation here to the picking pattern. So everything up into the 4 beat remains the same. then you're going to quickly move your index finger to the first fret of the 4th string, pluck that, and then the 2nd string. So the final bar. And in total for verse part 1. Next we get to verse part 2, which has 2 lines of tab. The first 3 bars are identical to verse part 1, so we've already learnt that. The 4th bar, we're going to play the final bar that we had in verse part 1. So it's where we have the open fret string, and then we move our index finger to that first fret of the 4th string. So now for the second line of tab, we're doing basically the exact same thing. For the 4th bar though, we're just staying in this index finger position and playing for the full bar. We're not changing to that first fret of the 4th string. So just a regular picking pattern there. And then for the 5th bar of the second line of tab, you're going to take your ring finger, put it on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and we're just going to strum the 5th and 4th strings together. Like that. So we're going to strum that 6 times, so 1 and 2 and 3 and then shift it up 1 fret, and with your middle finger 4th fret of the 3rd string for the last 2 strums. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So in total verse part 2 sounds like this. And that's it for verse part 2. Now note in the second verse, the last 2 strums are removed. We just have that 4th fret for the 3 beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and then we go into the chorus. That only occurs in the second verse. Alright, so now let's get to the chorus, and it's pretty simple. We're going to start with an E minor, then a B major. Now with your index finger already here, just keep that as your bass note, and the easiest way to play this is to bar with your ring finger across the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings, like that, to play the B major. You could also play a B major like this, but your fingers are going to be a little cramped because they're high up at the fretboard, so it's easier to just bar it with your ring finger. So that's the B. Then we go to a G. No need to put your ring and pinky finger down, you can just strum to the 2nd string. And then on the end beat after the 2, we can go to an A chord, like that. So we're going to strum these chords once. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we go back to the E minor, strum that, and then we have a 6-note picking pattern. So 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, and we do that twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... For the second line of tab, we have the same chords. So E minor, B, G, and A, except the A is on the 3 beat now. And then we go to a B sus4, so it's played like a power chord here. But you can leave your 1st and 2nd strings ringing out. And the 6-note picking pattern is 3rd, 4th, 1st, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. So. And then we play our B major and strum that 5 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now in the first chorus you strum it 5 times, but for the other choruses you just go for the full bar. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's if the chorus, which sounds like this altogether. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But remember, in the final choruses, you just keep going with that B major for the full bar. And that's everything for the finger-picked version. So now I'm going to be playing through the song in its entirety, and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. I'll be doing a playthrough of the finger-picked version and the easy strummed version, so you can pick what's more applicable to you. Feel free to play these back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
When a humble bard graced a ride along with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song. From when the white wolf falls, a silver-tongued devil, his army of elves at his hooves that they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit, broke down my lute and kicked in my teeth, whilst the devil's horns minced our tender meat, and so cried the witcher, he can't be beat. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. At the edge of the world, fight the mighty horde that bashes and breaks you and brings you the morn. He thrust every elf far back on the shelf, high up the mountain from whence it came. He wiped out your pest, got kicked in his chest. He's a friend of humanity, so give him a rest. That's my epic tale. The champion prevailed, defeated the villain. Now pour him some ale. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. When a humble bard graced a ride along with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song. When the white wolf falls, the silver-tongued devil, his army of elves at his hooves that they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit, broke down my lute and kicked in my teeth, whilst the devil's horns
Hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you really want to improve on your guitar and learn a lot of finger picking and fingerstyle, then check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. It'd mean the world if you could hit that like button, hit subscribe, click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, or requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.